Okay, good afternoon. I hope everyone is well. So, all-time highs again. So, not a lot of price action overnight, really. We've just had a push up with a break and we're slowly feathering down. Markets are open. We did start off with the gap, so whether we'll fill that or not, who knows? My apologies about yesterday. It was FOMC day. It wasn't great, but I was in and out most of the day. My wife took the day off, so I was nipping in and out doing a few things with her. My daughter's away for a week, so we kind of got a little bit of time on our own for a change. So, okay, so it looks like we're going to get this second leg down here. Is it going to push down and fill that gap? That remains to be seen. So let's see how we get on today. So is there a bigger channel there? Probably not. Let's get rid of it, I think. Okay, so we've passed that measured move. Let's clear this. So we've still got a little bit to go to that gap. Whether we hit it or not, I'm not sure. So there may be a larger channel. I kind of like the way it's fit in there. So if we can get a break here, I wouldn't be surprised if that pushes down. Let's have a look. Morning, Ben. How you doing? Or afternoon? How you doing? Wherever you are. So that looks like a nice channel. I think we're a couple of legs up to that EMA. Let me just check. My
Order submitted.
Okay, yeah, they are. Okay, so we got a little micro up there with a break and a new high. So let's keep an eye on this. Just looking around to see if I can see any other charts. Okay, getting a bearish, well, I'd say it was looking like a bearish bar, but I'm just not sure about this, so I prefer to wait for the lower high. Let's see what happens. Not sure about that. Okay, so we've had a push down, but you just can't really get into this at the moment. It's a bit too early. We need a lower high, really. It is frustrating when you see that. There's just no real way in there, to be fair. We go sideways and just drop. You just don't know whether we're going to have a leg and a leg. It is frustrating to see that. You kind of know where it's going, but what can you do? It's just too, yeah, it's just nothing you can do. It is frustrating, that is. We don't see a lot of setups nowadays, and it is frustrating when it does that and just comes down without a setup. I don't know what it is with Pats lately, but it just seems so bloody difficult. We just seem to get nothing. Very, very few setups. So there's still room down to the lows, and I'm expecting this. So we'll see what happens. See if we get someone here. Maybe a second entry shortly. We've had a little push down, maybe a couple of little legs up before it pushes down some more. Oh, that's so annoying. No way in at all. We know where it's going. Okay, new low. So that's played out now. So
Order
no
cancelled.
having that there. It is frustrating when you see that. We know where it's going, but there's just no way in. It's so annoying. Brandon, how you doing? Bud, Little Hammer, how you doing? Yeah, it didn't really make a difference me not streaming, to be honest with you. I thought it did, but it just didn't. I suppose I've been doing it that long. I've been streaming, well, crikey. I think this November, it'll be 3 years this November, so it just didn't really make a difference. It was kind of nice. It was kind of a novelty to have a little bit of music playing and put my feet up, but that novelty soon wore off, so it didn't really make a difference. Let me just put my Discord over the side there. For some reason, I don't know where my second. I usually have a second chart. I don't know why it disappeared. I must have been doing something. I usually have a second 2000 tick chart just in case we get something a little bit better. It does look like it's continuing down. I'm guessing there is a gap there, so maybe there's a leg and a leg, who knows. So we have broken the overnight lows. I would still like to fill that gap. I'll be surprised if we don't. We're at all-time highs. Usually we clear up a few things before we continue on, I'd say. Maybe there is something larger. There, I've been looking at it on my second chart. It kind of looks okay, that. So, trouble is, we're going to end up filling that gap before we even get anything like a setup, which is a bit frustrating, but what can you do? See if we can get a second entry up here, come up and test the open. Oh, crikey. Definitely some sellers up there, I'm guessing. Straight down and fell that gap, I think, more or less. It's annoying when we see that. So I don't think we've quite filled it. No, we haven't. But we're not far away. Tick lower. As soon as we got to that EMA, crossed over and boom, dropped. What was that? 8 points, 9 points in one go. So 8 points straight down in a second. The only thing that can cause that really is big sellers. A big seller, I think, is the only thing I can think of, really. It wouldn't have been news right at that EMA. I kind of expected it to come down and fill this gap. It can only be big sellers to drop that market 8 points in a second. And else it can be, really. See if we get the same here. In fact, I think that gap probably has been filled, actually. Well, technically it hasn't, isn't it? It's got to be there, really, isn't it, I think? So, quick push down, bounce, and now we're coming up again. I don't know what it is with Pats lately. It does seem, I know, what's his name? Bart. I know Bart's just taking loss after loss. It's frustrating to see, really. I think he lost something like 7 out of the last 8 trades, which is unlike him. And he did the sensible thing and taken a bit of time off. But I feel his pain. It's just so hard at the moment. The thing is with Bart, it doesn't scare him trading. He just sees a setup and he takes it, which is the best way to be. But at the moment, the market's crucifying you. So the only thing you can do really is just to sit back and wait for something that obvious. The trouble is when you get something that obvious, it moves that damn quick. You kind of miss out. But the trouble is with Pats, it's a very short time frame, and a bit of noise can just kind of wick you out. If you take this down to, I don't know, maybe a 30-minute or an hour or 15-minute chart or something, it's a little bit more fluid, but there's so much noise at this level. It's very easy to get stopped out without really technically doing anything wrong. What to suggest sometimes. So let's just see if there is something larger here. There may well be. It's kind of certainly could be. I certainly wouldn't take that one. You've got to wait for something below that EMA, I think, here. Can be a bit dangerous. Kind of works. Touch, close enough. Little channel up with a break. The trouble is, because we've filled that gap, we've not filled it because there's still a few ticks there. Okay, I can actually take that up a smidgen and it will work okay. If I put that right to the top, it touches perfectly there and perfectly there, and the bottom fits nice. Trouble is, you can't just take that. It can get a bit trappy here. It may come back up and clear out some of this. We've got to wait for that push down, really. Yeah, I don't think that big channel is in play. This thing's taking off, isn't it? Oh dear. I'll say I'm not enjoying trading lately. It's just frustrating. It's kind of hard to not let it get to you, isn't it? You spend all this time and learn this strategy, and all of a sudden we get no damn setups. What can you do? Yeah, a few people are talking about just a range day, which I think it probably ends up being, I think. Probably gonna be, I think. Well, certainly temporarily. Okay, so we got Mac's chart here, which is pretty much what we've got. In fact, he's got that running through there, but he's got it more small time. He's got a channel running up here. So I think it's quite likely we get up here somewhere. If we can get a couple of legs, we may get something. There may be something wider up there. So he's kind of got that kind of school of thought. So if I go from the bottom there and touch that, we may end up getting something larger there. I'm just going to put that there as an area of interest. I can't see that pushing up right to the top at that small channel, so I wouldn't be surprised if we add a couple of legs down and then we get a second leg up. So I'm putting that there, just touching the bottom and catching the bottom of that bar there. So there may be something like that. I'm tempted to finish early. I am. I just go down fishing. I'm just not enjoying it at the moment for some reason. It's not great to trade when you feel like that. Might be just having an off day. Yeah, someone's just mentioned something that reminded me. Max says he loves range days. He finds them easy to trade. Just buys the bottom and shorts the top. Well, how would you know where to buy there? Would you buy there? Is that the bottom? Would you buy there? Who knows? Trouble is, when it's hitting different levels every time we come down, it's near damn impossible to get it right. I wouldn't have bought there just in case it comes down. We're so close to filling that gap. You'd think maybe, channel down with a break, one leg down and maybe a second leg down, fill the gap. So you can't really buy there. It's just too early. So I'm going to just remove that at the minute. There's bound to be something wider here. I can't see that continuing up at that pace. I've put that channel there and we've pushed up. We're actually riding along the midline there. So I'm waiting for a couple of legs back to here somewhere to get a second leg up. So if I put a leg up from the bottom to about there, and if we can do something like that, somewhere along those lines, that would get us to the top, possibly, so on. So kind of it would kind of make sense. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know, but you certainly can't get involved in that. Too far from the EMA. Isn't it weird? Look how that EMA, I had to look then. I thought, where's my EMA gone? It's actually blended right into the bottom of that channel, which tells me that I think there is something. So I'm looking for a couple of legs down. Something like that. Something like that, or even maybe a break. Who knows? Something like that. So I'm looking for a couple of legs down. It does seem like we're getting some form of a pullback. So we got a little micro down there with a break and a new low. Let's see what happens. Let's put that like that. I'm okay with that. Actually have had a small break there and a new low, but I'm just not so sure about this. For chill, how you doing, Karina? How you doing? I'd like to see a second leg down here. This is just pushing up and it's going a bit sideways. My gut feeling is we get a second leg down. I'm going to put that back actually. Just for now. 2 legs and then up. See, we didn't fill that gap this morning, so there's always the possibility of this. I don't think so. I think it's pushed a bit too far, but there's always a possibility of a channel down that this may continue down. I don't think so, but you never know. Perhaps that's me being a bit too paranoid. There's nothing you can do here really, just in case we get a second leg. We get down to there, you know, resistance becomes support. It would make sense for a second leg to take us up to the top. I think it's a bit early to get in here. There's no real way in anyway, to be fair. We've got a channel down here with a break. You could consider that a break and a new low, but this may just have a quick push down. I wouldn't be shocked. Let's see if we get a flush down, a bit of a move down. Leg and a leg. Okay, we've broken the low there, so that's played out. We want to bounce here and then maybe a higher low. So there's a good possibility of getting a push higher. So we broke the lows. We need something a little nicer, don't we? A higher low or something. You saw Roz's funeral. Yeah, I was watching bits on the news. Sharon looks rough, doesn't she? I mean, it's probably taken out, but she looks really old all of a sudden, doesn't she? I mean, I've still got visions of her on the X Factor, so, you know, when she was quite a bit younger. But I mean, obviously, what she's going through at the moment is it's going to make you look lousy, isn't it? But just everyone seems to be getting old quick. I read in the news yesterday that another big favourite of mine, someone that I saw years ago, Phil Collins, apparently is receiving end of life care. It's so sad, isn't it, to see these people? I mean, I grew up with these people. Well, they're older than me, both of them, but I grew up with Phil Collins and kind of Ozzy Osbourne. Well, he's kind of started a little bit before my time, but it's sad, isn't it? I mean, I watched a bit of a concert that Phil Collins did, and he came in like an old black tracksuit and a walking stick. Sad, really, to see those. Okay, so there is a couple of people taking a trade here. I haven't got a setup. I'm surprised they've taken it, actually, because they've got an inside bar. It is frustrating. You get an inside bar and it just pushes up. What can you do? Thomas Wade took it. Why? I don't get that. I don't get why. It's not a great bar. It's not. I don't understand why he took that. It doesn't make sense to me. Well, it's not an inside bar, but it's... I don't get it. It's not closed. It pushed above the email and then closed back, but I don't get it. Mind you, sometimes you've just got to have a go. Yeah, I don't know. Two legs back, see if we can get some form of a higher low. It needs to get back to that EMA, really. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to finish early. I think I feel frustrated for some reason. I don't know. I think things are getting to me with the markets. I might go and have a day fishing, actually. I feel just on edge today for some reason. It's probably not the best day to trade, actually. So I'm going to leave you guys to it for the day. I'm going to go and sit on the riverbank and see if I can't relax myself a little bit. I just feel tense today for some reason. I don't quite know why. It just might be the fact that there's just not a great deal of setups. You know, we know what's going to happen and it just comes down without us. I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave you guys to it. Best of luck. I hope you get something. Failing that, have a great evening. Stay safe. Yeah, you take it easy, Ben. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye for now.